Hello and welcome. I'm Jenny Hall. Thanks for joining me for another card making tutorial. Today I'd like to feature how I use the Stamparatus tool with layered stamps. I'm going to start the project by making a background piece with the tree rings background stamp. This is perfect for use in the Stamparatus tool because the Stamparatus has two large doors that swing apart. The doors are not used at the same time, closed in the same direction. Instead, they have to be closed in different directions and opened in different directions. I'm adding the color directly to the stamp, and as you can see, I did not get a really good coat of ink on one area of the paper. That's the first really great reason why I like the Stamparatus so much. The second reason is because it's really great to line up layered stamps. The Climbing Orchid bundle is a perfect example of what I like most about using the Stamparatus. I can take the door off, ink it up, and then put the door back on so that I don't have to worry about the Stamparatus tipping over. And then if I didn't get a good coat, I can put the door back on and keep adding more ink until the Stamparatus has gotten everything covered in ink. Then I remove the door, and with a clean microfiber cloth that I got from just the dollar store, with tap water, I'm able to clean up the stamps. Now, while I've got everything positioned in the Stamparatus, I will lay the layered stamps in exactly the right spot and know that I'm going to be stamping them in the right place. Looking through the clear block doesn't always work for my eyesight. I have trouble lining things up sometimes because I wear eyeglasses. But I can easily match up a layered stamp on top of a stamped image. Stamparatus works perfect for this. Also, to give a little bit of an ombre look, I'm using that damp cloth and I'm giving different dimensional looks to the stamping. That's the next reason why the Stamparatus works so well for me. So I'm adding color in, and these are some very intense colors. And then I go around with that little microfiber cloth and dab away some of the ink from the edges. So as you can see here, it's given me a much more intense red color in the center of the flowers. And that's going to give me a more lifelike look. First I used Lovely Lipstick, and the second ink color was Berry Burst. Now with a sponge dauber and lemon lime twist, I'm adding color directly to the paper, and I'm positioning the dies that accompany the Climbing Orchid stamp set so that I can die cut everything at one time. I've had questions about why I turn the paper down to where the cutting surface faces up, and it's because I get a much better cut in that way, and it doesn't seem to bother my dies in the least bit. I've trimmed down the piece of tree rings, and I know this is a little bland looking, but I want to give it a look that has a little bit of visual texture. However, it's not going to distract away from those brilliant flowers. Orchids come in so many different colors that you can choose any color combination and never go wrong. I like the orchids that have just a little tinge of that very light green to their petals, and so that's why I chose this color combination. The Climbing Orchid bundle right now is 10% off in my online store, but that discount only lasts through the month of May. So if you're interested, this will be carrying over into the new catalog, but the discount does not carry over. So go to jennystampsup.com and click on Shop Now, or here in the video description there is a clickable link to be able to purchase the bundle, or you can get the stamps and the dies individually. Here is a tip that I use for coloring. I have the white craft ink in a refill and a cotton swab. Sometimes I want to just add a little bit of white area to an already completed image. So as I'm taking that white and working it into just the highlighted areas of the petal, then this craft ink is going to dry fairly quickly, not as quickly as the dye ink, but it gives me back some of that white space that I needed and I didn't preserve when I was adding in the green sponged color. It blends out very nicely. If those stamped lines get just a little bit lost, then the journaling pens from Stampin' Up! Are perfect to draw the lines back in. The pack of journaling pens comes in 2 different sizes, 2 different thicknesses at the tip of the pen, and I use them so much more than just journaling. They're wonderful for my craft supply. Thank you so much for joining me today. All of the products that I featured today are available right now in my online store. With every purchase in my online store, you get the 12-pack PDF tutorial. Did you know that? There's some wonderful stuff in that tutorial pack. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time.
Hi, my name is Trip. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.